Hey folks, my name is Jürgen, aka and I'm proud of it, and Destiny has brought you to my channel today. So we can talk about how ultimate Guard Boulders actually ruined some of my cards. Folks, I have been pushing the fact that I love ultimate Guard Boulders. I've been using these clear ultimate Guard deck boxes for everything. I use them for long-term storage. I use them for my commander decks, different sizes, nice ones for commander decks, nice ones for normal 60 card decks. I use small ones, for example, for 40 cards with my playset of all my dual lands. I love it that the Ultimate Guard Boulders are closed. I was very enthusiastic about this product, about this deck box. I heard a couple of you mention who watched my videos. I have a playlist with accessories, check that out. I think I look at different stuff, sleeves, deck boxes, binders, and these are some of my best videos. I have heard some of you say that the clear ones actually yellow a bit, so the clear ones are not clear anymore at a certain point and they turn a bit yellowish. That was my biggest concern so far. For me, some actually have that problem, some don't. The huge problem for me recently is that I recognized I can't open some of these boxes anymore. Just to show you, they should open like this. Very normal, very easy. I got a pin here on the side, on each side. As you can see, deck box should open. You close it. For me, I don't use the dual lands that often. I got all 40 in here. I put them in a safe place. They are double sleeved. Then they are pretty tightly closed in the Ultimate Guard Boulders. And I'm happy with this. But some of my deck boxes didn't open that well anymore. You see here, there's a lot of strain here and a lot of strain here. I think, let's see, one of these deck boxes actually, yeah, you see it here as well. It actually broke when I tried to open it up. That is horrible because I couldn't get my deck box open. And recently what I did is I opened the deck box. For example, with, I got one deck box here with a lot of the dark cards. And I try to keep my stuff together. One deck box here with most of my Ice Age rares. And this should open up pretty well. Which now, oh, you already saw it. It turns sideways a bit. Yeah, not anymore. But this one actually still has a pin. And this has a pin as well. But it opens up okay. Oh. Yes, and closes. You see the cards a little bit. You have to be a little bit careful, which I don't like, because I don't want to be careful with I'm very careful with my cards, but yeah. So this opens up quite okay. And then I had some others who didn't open up at all anymore. So I was like pushing here, and I'm going to show you, because I think I didn't fix it for this one. I was pushing and pushing and it didn't open. And then it opened on one side. You're going to see it in a second. And then, yeah, it was very hard to get it open at all. And this was the case for this one. Not this one, but let's see which one. Oh, yeah, I think this was the case for this one. So this opened on one side and you see the strain here. And then I opened it up and it stuck. And I couldn't get the box open anymore. It was crazy. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. I want to get to my dark cards here. And I was pushing and being like, not pulling it apart. And it didn't open. It didn't open. And at a certain point it opened. And it snapped back. And it hit one of my cards. And you can guess what card it hit. Not the Mace of It. Not the Saros Path or the Safe Haven. No, it hit my City of Shadows, which is one of the most expensive cards in the dark. So that was like super annoying. Actually, yeah, it has a little dent here now. It isn't dramatic, but on the one hand, it's a $60 card, right? and it's damaged now. So I was pissed, I was angry, because I hate it. I take such good care of my cards. I double sleeved them. I put them in these boulders. I was always convinced these boulders are what keep my cards safe. I'm so happy about these. And the only thing I was a little bit worried is discoloration of the deck box, because I used the clear ones. And what happened with the deck box here is that I couldn't get it open, and then I opened it and it snapped back and it hit the exact corner of the City of Shadows, one of the most expensive cards in the deck. I was so angry with myself, I was so angry with the deck boxes, and I honestly was really down, because I take such good care of my cards. I put them in these deck boxes because I want to keep them safe. I was convinced that the Ultimate Guard Boulders were the best deck box, one of the best deck boxes out there. I made videos about it, and now I used these for a couple of years. First I noticed the discoloration, and then, which I can live with. I mean, it's plastic and I have them for a few years. It's fine. But then I noticed I can't open them anymore. So what I had to do is, I had to take one of these clippers and actually clip away the closing pin here, because you can't open them up at a certain point anymore. And that is not cool. I hated that. And like I said, I opened this one with a lot of force because it didn't open any other way, and now I cut it so it opens easily. And it snapped back and it hit the City of Shadows. Like top corner here somewhere. So there's a little dent in there, which I hate, because I'm super careful with my cards, and I actually use these Ultimate Guard Boulders Premium Protection. Yeah, not so premium, to be honest. Designed and engineered in Germany. I used these to protect my cards. That's why I bought a lot of these. I think I have like 40 of these across my deck boxes. I only use the Ultimate Guard Boulders clear. And I was so outspoken about the good quality until now, because it ruined one of my cards, because I couldn't open it anymore. And you're gonna see what I mean, because this one I didn't fix yet. What I did is, like, I cut away these things, these little pins here, which obviously somehow either over the years, because I'm using these for years, but that's what my deck boxes are for, right? They are to protect. It's the Ultimate Guard, and it didn't guard my card. It actually ruined one of my cards, and it's so annoying that it didn't ruin, like, all the other cards in here are not that expensive. I mean, so it, of course, is pretty cool, but it snapped back and it hit exactly the corner of the City of Shadows up there, and I can't stand that, because I take such good care of my cards. It can hit most of these cards in here, which are 50 cents, obviously. But it hit the exact card that is about 60, 80 bucks. I don't know. Oh, I was so annoyed, folks. It is horrible, because if you take good care of your cards and you think you're buying a premium product, which I believed it was, and which for the longest time it was, I don't know what happened. After a couple of years, these things don't open that well anymore. And I'm going to show you. I think it is very obvious with this deck box, because you already see there's a lot of strain on this. Because I opened this once or twice and it didn't open quite well, and that was actually the first deck box for some sorcery cards I noticed this with. And what happens is, you see it here as well. There's a lot of strain on the plastic. Here it already broke a bit. What I normally do, or what you normally should do, is like you open it like this, right? Opens only on one side, doesn't open on this side anymore, and that's what happened here as well. So what I did was, like, closed it again, tried to push a little bit here, didn't help. This pin somehow, it didn't open. That was the same for the dark box. It's the same box, by the way, same size. So yeah, I had it with one of the smaller boxes too. So not only like the 40 card deck boxes, I think this is it 40 or 60, and that's 100, and that's 100 for, I don't know. But you got 3 sizes here, right? You see this? Like, yeah, and I swore I made videos about these deck boxes, how awesome these are. And here you see I already like fixed the side and cut some of the pins with the little Warhammer tool. But here I didn't do that yet, and I definitely need to do it because it's very simple. I can do what I want, it doesn't open anymore. And it's full. Sometimes I see it more happening when the cards are only like filled up half of the box, then somehow the integrity of the box is not the same anymore. And if it's completely full, it opens a little easier, but if it's only half full, then it doesn't really open that well. And you see here the strain as well when I try to open this one. And on this side a little bit. So there's a lot of strain on the box here. You see, can you see it well? Yes. There's like already a little bit broken, and that's because I try to get it open, and I'm careful with my cards. So I'm careful with opening these boxes. And as you can see, I don't know what happened, but you can't, even if you do it like this, it doesn't work. From the other side, there's already a lot of strain here. There's a lot of strain here. And it doesn't open anymore. And I don't know why. And the box is even full because it happens more with the boxes that are empty. So we got I think they are called Ultimate Guard Boulders, right? And I got the clear ones because I want to see my cards. I want to see what's in here. And I got a lot of those, and they are not cheap. And they have served me pretty well for a while. But now I'm getting problems with more and more of them. I don't know why, after like maybe 2-3 years. And I think it's okay if a deck box is not closing or opening well after 2-3 years, if you use it a lot. But simply not being able to open it and damaging your cards is horrible, especially if it's like an $80 or $60-$80 cards like the Dark here. Most expensive card, and it got damaged. And all the other cards didn't, luckily, but that's sometimes it's that Murphy's Law thing that every card in there I would probably not mind that much, but yeah, exactly. The City of Shadows. It's I think the most expensive card in here, and it actually hit and yeah, damaged that one. So I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. So yes, you can try. It just opens like on one side, not on the other anymore. I don't know what happened here, because this deck box is even very full with sorcery cards, no magic cards, but it doesn't matter. And as you saw here, what I did is I just cut these pins with like the little cutter thing for my Warhammer miniatures, and it still opens and closes well. And a lot easier, not a lot of strain, not a lot of problems. And you already see it here. It's a little bit better with the smaller ones, but it's already opening up a bit more difficult than the others, which is weird. And I don't want to ruin any of my dual lands, of course, because there are 40 dual lands in here. And you already see it when you close it as well. I'm going to replace these deck boxes. It's a shame because they were very expensive and I got a lot of them. So I need a lot of deck boxes to replace. But long story short, folks. We're trying to get this open. Doesn't work anymore. Trying to push here, trying to push here. It only opens on the right side. And I had that with all of these. I don't know why it only opens on the right side. It normally should have opened on the other side as well. It's starting to break here because you're putting a lot of stress on it. Like here, because that's not meant to open this way. You're putting a lot of stress on the cards in here. And you have to actually like put it down flat and wiggle it around a little bit. And then you somehow can get it open. But it's that pin here that's actually screwing things up. So I don't know. I'm going to get the cards out so I don't damage the cards, because that's happened with the Dark. And I mean, that's a reserved list card. And I hate... my reserved list cards are totally important for me. I keep them. I take good care of them. I bought these Ultimate Guard, I think they're called Boulders, right? Especially premium protection. Especially for my old cards. And I want to keep them more or less sealed. and I want to keep them away from harm, and I double sleeve them and I put them in these boulders, and I was super confident that I took good care of them. But this is a problem. And now it works because I probably, yeah, funny thing, now it works. Can you tell me why? No, now it doesn't work again. And I'm pushing here as well, so I'm not screwing with you guys. Yeah, so sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I can't, yeah. I have to really put force on the left side. Yeah, then I can open it okay. But as you can see, there's a lot of strain on this box already because of this. A lot of strain here. It doesn't open correctly anymore. A lot of strain here. So what I did just for now, because before I'm gonna replace these boxes, is I took the cutter and I shortened or took out the pin here. Let's see. Did I do this here? Yes, I did this with the box that didn't open at all anymore. See, so I cut down the pin. And normally it should be okay, but somehow these pins like deformed a little bit or something. You can see it here as well over the years. And yeah, you can't open it up well anymore. Yeah, now it opens, which is okay. Now it didn't in the beginning. I don't know what it is, folks. So what I did, yeah, no, I didn't open again. And I do exact the same thing. I'm not screwing with this thing. I love these Ultimate Guard Boulders. I got like, I think 40 or 50 of them for all my old cards. And I'm going to replace them all because I hate this. Because I damaged one of my favorite cards, the City of Shadows. Not because of the 80 bucks or 60 bucks or 70 bucks what it's worth. I don't mind. Of course I mind because I love my old cards and I take good care of them. I double sleeve them. Put them in these Ultimate Guard boxes because I want to keep them safe. And then this happens. Yeah, I have to really like push on the left side, which I did as well before when the cards were in there. I don't want to do it anymore. And it didn't open, and you see a little bit here as well that it's deformed somehow. So there is something going on with these things. And obviously you see the strain on the box, which shouldn't be there. And you see it here as well. Yeah, here a little bit, but that's okay. But especially here and here, there's a lot of strain, and of course it broke on the back, so it didn't open at all. Super weird. I hate this. So yeah, Ultimate Guard Boulders. I'm a positive person. I try to be positive about the products I use, and I was super positive about the Ultimate Guard Boulders. Premium Protection ruined one of my cards. Thank you, Ultimate Guard. That's not fun. What is happening here? Maybe if somebody from Ultimate Guard watches this, reach out to me. I was swearing on these deck boxes. I made a lot of videos about them being fantastic, being high maintenance, being very sturdy. I take them along in a big yeah, deck box holder and was super happy with these for years. And since recently, they don't open up that well anymore. So yeah, it's here I have to be very careful as well. It already starts. So you already see the strain on here as well, which shouldn't be the case if you just open it up well. So it's already starting, and I got, like, as you can see, my beta cards in here and my legends cards in here. So these are in here are expensive cards. And I bought these Ultimate Guard Boulders because they are Ultimate Guard, and I hoped they would guard my cards. But obviously something happened over the years. Maybe the plastic and my climate in this room is fine. It's not too warm, it's not too cold. It's very very consistent. And I put them away from the light. They are never in the sun. Normally the room is the curtains are completely closed. So it shouldn't be external factors like temperature, sunlight, or whatever. I can live with the little bit of discoloration over the years. That's fine, it's plastic. But I can't live with the fact that they don't open up anymore and that they ruin my cards. I hate that. So I'm very, very angry today because I ruined a City of Shadows. And yeah, here I cut it so it opens really easy now. And yeah, as you can see. So yeah, for me, these cards are super important. And I'm very, very disappointed that in the end now I have a damaged card because of the protection I chose, which I thought was the right protection. Folks, let me know in the comments what you think about the Ultimate Guard deck boxes. I made a lot of videos, sorry Ultimate Guard, I made a lot of videos about your deck boxes being fantastic. I used them for all my vintage cards because they were so sturdy and because they were so good and because I loved the way they protected my cards, and now they damage my cards after a couple of years of usage. If they only have like a usage for 2-3 years, you should let people know. That's fine. Then I know how to replace them. But for me, Ultimate Guard means Ultimate Guard, and I can use them until the deck box falls apart, right? And now it... Same thing here, again. Yeah. I have to put a lot of pressure on this, and the left side, and it's always the left side. And I put a lot of pressure on both sides, and I obviously purposely put a lot of pressure on the left side, and it still like starts to strain and opens difficult, and yeah, and I already like got these down a little bit, and still opens up very difficult. So folks, let me know in the comments if you have problem. I've been ranting about this for 20 minutes. Oh god. But let me know in the comments. I'm sorry for this. But I was really angry because I ruined one of my reserve list cards. One of the cards I love, the City of Shadows, the Dark. It's not a Mox. And it's not something that, yeah, in the end is irreplaceable or whatever. But still, I hate doing damage to my own cards because of faulty product. So I'm very, very disappointed, and as you can see, I'm a bit like, It's not that I'm going berserk or whatever, but I take such good care of my cards. I'm so careful with all of my cards, and then a faulty product, which I have to cut the pins with like a plastic Warhammer cutter, so I can even open up the deck box and do not damage my cards, which already happened here with the dark cards. And you saw it in the beginning, even when the cards were in there. The funny thing is, normally I had that a couple of times now, and I got a lot of those deck boxes. Because I thought they were excellent quality up to now. Normally when they are full, they are more easy to open, but this one actually was more difficult to open when it was full, which is really, really strange. Because normally the cards should put pressure from the inside in there, especially if the deck box is full, which makes it a little more easy to open. But in this case, yeah, just didn't work. Yeah, now I got it a little bit. Yeah, now it doesn't open again anymore. It's horrible. I hate this. So I have to really put force, and if cards are in there, that's not good. So folks, let me know in the comments what your experience is with the Ultimate Guard. I was totally pro Ultimate Guard. I made a lot of videos about them. You see them in a lot of videos as I use them for all my vintage cards, all my reserve list cards, even for a lot of my commander decks. And I only use the clear ones, so I can see which commander deck is in there, and so on and so on. I think I got like 40, 50, 60 of these deck boxes. I mean, that's a lot of money in these deck boxes. If I have to replace all of them because they don't open anymore after 2-3 years, it's going to be horrible. And I have to be concerned that I damage my cards, which I did for one of the most expensive, the dark cards, which I hate because it snapped back and the card was like, there was like a bend in there. Sometimes collecting, especially with fragile stuff like cardboard, can be really frustrating. Let me know your experiences with Ultimate Guard. I'm very curious. Thanks for watching, folks. Sorry for the rant a little bit. I think I kept it pretty civil, but I was very, very disappointed, and I was very down because I damaged one of my favorite, the dark cards, the City of Shadows. Yeah, stay healthy, folks. Stay frosty. Thanks a lot for listening. Bye bye.